I want to know what the hell is going on.
Hey, oh my God.
We did it. Look,
Getting
look
three
at us.
people to hit record at the same time is a
Go us.
gargantuan task.
We're so good.
All right, let's do our clap on 3, 2, 1. Oh, you guys were way late.
No,
Somebody
I was precisely on time. The wizard is always where he intends to be, or something.
He arrives exactly when he means to.
Instead of clapping, I was cracking my my cocktail,
Dirty.
my tallboy cocktail open.
Ah.
You were doing what to your what?
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
I had a long day.
I was
and
cracking my
needed
tall boy. Okay, that's what we're calling it these days.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. I heard cracking my cock on. I don't know. It went in a direction I wasn't expecting. I thought it's a lighthearted conversation, guys. What are we doing?
Yeah, we're already
I
off
was
the
like-
rails.
I don't know. This is kind of a new thing for us, Keith. I'm pretty sure you should have asked us first for consent.
Yeah, I want
but
you
you
to
know, you
listen
do
to
you.
me. Listen to me crack my cocktail, tall boy.
This is a screen share after dark. This is really the after dark episode. Let's talk about turn-ons, turn-offs, hard limits, soft limits, safe word.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Screen Share and Chill, a podcast about movies, obviously.
Ostensibly.
I'm Keith,
I'm Kelley.
I'm Jamie.
and we are here to talk about... basically, what I proposed we talk about in this intermission is we are actually over halfway through the Alien series, the Alien franchise, which is our
sad.
overarching years of series. And
How
I just
many
kind of
more
wanted
are
to.
there?
There are 3 more movies, but there is a TV show coming out real soon. So we're gonna see if we
Man, it's so
factor
sad that
that
we
in.
don't do any TV shows. That's one of our hard rules. That's so sad.
It's almost like intermissions could maybe cover that sort of thing at some point.
Is this
Well, you never
foreshadowing?
know.
Are we going to talk about a TV show today, maybe?
Could be. That could be on. Yeah. For one, we've just talked about the Alien TV show that's upcoming. But no, I wanted to check the pulse with how everyone's feeling with the Alien franchise, and if you're enjoying it, if you have any
Fucking
major
hate it. It's trash.
critiques.
Throw it out. Put it right in the
You're a
bin.
liar.
Yes.
You're a.
Yes, in Alien 3, there was this giant green blob that they were trying to tell me was the alien. I have a big complaint about that.
Yeah, I'm sure you do, as do I and millions of other people.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little surprised that I'm enjoying it as much as I am. And I say that because I was expecting the first 2 movies to be brilliant, and kind of anything else after that is just shit. And that's like the tertiary pop culture view I guess I inherited from everybody else. So the fact that 3 was kind of what I expected. It wasn't great. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed a lot of the other ones. But 4, or Resurrection or whatever, that was really fun, and I'm glad we watched. And it kind of gives me hope that if people were poo-pooing 4, and they also poo-pooed Prometheus, maybe Prometheus is better than people give it credit for, or I don't know. Basically, it gives me hope for the future, and now I don't worry about.
Even that you remember maybe better than you remember, because you've seen it before, but we've never, when we watched stuff before, I don't think we had such a eye for detail or a critical eye that we were applying to our movie nights. When now that we do it for a podcast, I think it makes us view movies differently.
Yeah, I think I saw Prometheus before movie night. I think I saw it in the theater or something similar to that. And I remember coming out of it with 2 prevailing feelings in my mind. One, boy, these scientists are really fucking stupid. And it was almost unbelievable how stupid some of their decisions were. And oh my God, it seems like something epic is happening and I don't understand what's going on. Like when the alien is facing off against one of the other creatures, the bald blue men. I had no idea what the significance of any of this was, but I knew it must have been epic for everybody else in the theater. And I was just sitting there going, cool. Right on.
Spacemen versus the Blue Man Group.
Yeah, the Dr. Manhattan, but if he's waterlogged a little bit, Dr. Manhattan was in the tub too long, and that's what come out.
That's what's to come, and we'll touch on that for a minute after a while. But I guess we'll start with Jamie. I think you had said Prometheus was in fact the only movie in the series at all that you'd ever seen before. Is that right?
That is correct, Keith. It is the only one I've ever seen it, and I was very lost. And so it was like picking up a TV series that you've never seen before in season 3 and trying to figure any of it out, making
Well,
it make
it's
sense.
it's actually, honestly, it's more like there was a TV show that had 3 seasons, and you started watching the prequel series, so there's like almost no context for
Right.
anything that you.
Yes.
But you think about it, if it's a prequel series, then that should make more sense, though, right? Like if you hadn't seen A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, or Return of the Jedi, and all you saw was Phantom Menace, that makes total sense. You don't need any. Maybe there's a difference in quality of storytelling there. I don't know.
It does, but there's certain like beats and cues and stuff that I guess we'll see going back.
You don't
in.
get
But
quite. Yeah, I would imagine that you don't get quite the full scope of the picture. It was a decent movie. It wasn't like I was lost or didn't know what was going on, or it just didn't resonate. Like it was a movie. It wasn't something I would have thought to watch again. It wasn't anything that was like, oh my gosh. Either
and
good
you
or
had no
bad.
connection to it going in
Right.
either. So
Yeah.
But so first we'll start with you. What are your overall thoughts so far on the Alien franchise? What are you liking? What are you disliking?
As somebody who is generally not a huge sci-fi fan, I do like some sci-fi, but not like where I'm going to fight over whether Star Wars or Star Trek is better every week.
But you like horror, right? You do like horror.
Yeah. I do like horror, yes. And I like the gore-free kind of horror.
Oh, the way you
So,
said that, I thought you were saying you like horror, as in Rutger Hauer. I got those two words
no,
confused. My bad.
horror. Horror.
The way you said it,
Horror.
anyways, I'm sorry. Don't mean to interrupt.
I don't like Rutger Hauer. He was awful in everything I've ever seen him in. Anyway.
Wow.
Wait till the Rutger Hauer fan club hears about this.
Oh my God, they follow
Right?
us on Blue Sky too. How dare you, Jamie?
But didn't they block Kelley? So
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
Something like that. Where I'm like, I wasn't even around long enough to do anything stupid yet. What are you
They were just like, this guy right here, we don't like him.
preemptive? I
Anyway.
don't like the cut of his jib.
Right. I like the Alien series. I've been really into it. 1 and 2 especially. And then 4 was really good. It did bring me back in. It had its moments where I was like, okay, that's enough. But I enjoyed it, and I am looking forward to watching Prometheus again as somebody who's now seen the rest of it. And the other movies that I didn't even realize existed.
Yeah, there's 2 more after Prometheus that had no idea. Okay, what about you, Kelley? How are you feeling? You gave us a brief synopsis of how you're feeling, but like overall, what likes,
Good.
dislikes so far?
Good. Like I like, for example, I mean, anybody that's listened to the pod would know, but I love Ripley. Ripley is one of the best sci-fi characters I think I've seen on film overall. She's really gritty and natural, and she's a real person. Like, no offense to not to pick on Star Wars, but for example, Anakin Skywalker feels like a fantasy character, and he
Yeah,
does
of
it
course,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, whereas Ripley feels like I could run into her at the local diner. I could run into her. She's buying a pack of smokes at the gas station, kind of thing.
Right.
And with Ripley exiting the movie or the franchise in 3, I was really disheartened to see what would come after that. I was really happy to see her name in 4 and curious how they were going to bring her back. And those that have listened to that episode know that I didn't like that Ripley as much. I think like the actor did a really good job with the part. I think it made a compelling story, but it made me miss Ripley that much more. It would be like having a little blonde girl in 4 and she's not quite as cute as Newt. It would just make me miss Newt more.
Yeah, if nothing else, it's at least a unique and inventive way to keep the character and the actor in the franchise,
Yeah.
to varying degrees of success. So going forward to the next leg of the Alien franchise, we are closing the book on Ripley. No more Ripley throughout the franchise. How do you guys feel about that? Do you think that that's going to have you less invested, or do you think, are you open to what this can do if it has legs without Ripley?
I'm open to see if it does, but yes, it does. It makes me a little sad because I do really like her as a character as well.
She's a great character. She's an all-timer.
Yeah, I would say that there's a little bit of trepidation as to whether or not the franchise can hold its own without that kind of powerful lead in the captain's chair. But I also know that from a storytelling point of view, it would make zero sense for her to come back right now.
Exactly.
And also,
Right.
even from just like a general fatigue, it's not the Ripley franchise, it's the Alien franchise, so
Right.
it needs to go in a different direction. I don't want to be those people that watched Next Gen coming out and saying, I'm not watching Star Trek if it doesn't have Spock, Kirk, and McCoy. Well, that's not,
Yeah, for
you know.
the franchise to go on, it needs to have legs without Ripley, without the main character, which
Yeah.
is part of the challenge, and I think the success of Prometheus.
So it's kind of the feeling you get whenever, if anybody that's been a fan of a sports franchise, for example, and let's say you have a star player on your franchise and they're getting up there in years, and it gets to the point where they retire and everything is happy and you're sad to see him go. And that's the feeling I have, is we're in that off season right now. Like, I'm excited to see where the team is going to go in the future, but boy, am I going to miss having that in the locker room, because that felt like the glue that was holding things together. Somebody
or like
else
a new
has
coach
to step up
or something. Yeah.
yeah, new people have to step up, and I'm ready and willing to listen to that, but I don't know where it's how it's going to land it yet. We'll see.
I hope this doesn't poison the well, but I just have to mention this because it was funny. It made me laugh. I told my boss, I asked him if he had seen, I was talking about how we're covering the Alien movies, and asked him if he'd seen the newest one, Alien Romulus. And he goes, "Oh, is that the one where the alien chases the people through the space station?" And I was like, "Fuck,
You're
man."
going to have to narrow it down a little, buddy.
Yeah. I was like, "You got me there, bud." Like it's.
Yes.
But,
Is that
Yes,
the one
it
that has
is.
outer space in it? Yep, it
Right.
sure does. It sure does.
Right.
Does the movie Aliens have aliens in that?
It's like that
And
meme with the two cars going by or whatever, and the one person says, "Oh, you're a fan of blank." Like the one I always see is, "So you're a fan of Star Trek? Name the main ship in 3 Star Trek
right.
shows." And the person says, "The
Enterprise.
USS Enterprise," and they're like,
Yeah, right.
"Yeah, my fault. I set the bar too low."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there's more to it than that, but there's definitely that. And to quote our bitter rivals, Red Letter Media, they said once that the interesting thing about the Alien franchise is that it's kind of the same movie made by different filmmakers and the differences they bring to that formula, and that feels right so far to me.
Yeah, that would be correct if the studios let the filmmakers make the film they want to make.
Right.
As we saw with 3, no, that wasn't David Fincher making the film he wanted to make. So I get the point they're making, and it's a valid point, but with an asterisk of going, when they let the person do their job. And that's really kind of what this hinges on. In the future, if they let artists create art for the next few movies and the TV show and all that stuff, it could be fucking brilliant. This is an amazing, colorful world that has a lot of really cool stuff to investigate in it. And it's a real good commentary on our current world in a lot of ways and where we could be going and such. But the studio execs got to get the fuck out of the way and let the artists make the artists. Let the bakers bake.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, that's basically where we're at in our Alien journey. There's more to come. For now, I believe you had another question for us, didn't you, Kelley?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about, like, it's been a while since we've discussed what kind of media are you consuming right now? What are you into? Whether it's books, games, TV shows, music, what's taking up all your free time? Jamie, what are you up to? What are you reading, listening to?
I have been watching Handmaid's Tale. I just finished the entire series, and I had to catch up
Ooh.
from like season 3 on.
How many seasons are there?
6 seasons.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ! Oh my
Yeah.
God! Wow!
And-
Isn't it just
and
a
it's
single
not like-
book?
Yes. Well, there were 2 books. There was a book, and then there was a prequel that she wrote that a lot of stuff is based on. And the author Margaret Atwood, was involved in the whole series.
Okay,
so
that
that'll
saves
be-
it a little.
Right, exactly. It's very. First of all, it's not a 8 episode season kind of show. They're almost all 13 seasons until the last 2, which are like 10. So it was a lot, and it's heavy watching.
Yeah.
But
I saw the first season, and yes, it's dark and heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
It's tough to watch.
it doesn't
Sustained.
get better. It really, until the last season, there is nothing of like redeeming hope that happens. It just keeps going from there. And so then after that,
Boy, that
got done,
sounds
you
like
guys-
fun. I really want to watch that now.
It was really good. It was really good, and it's very applicable to the life and the world that we live in currently.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways. So it's timely in that manner.
It feels like one of those shows that's a
like,
warning for people that would never get the correct message from it.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's a bunch of people that think that it's talking about one side when it's definitely not.
Like the guys that watch Fight Club and they think their answer to Fight Club is to go out and be super masculine and beat other guys up.
Start up other fight clubs.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you guys like try to talk me into watching another super dystopian and kind of show, which I have started now, but I did need a little bit of a break. So I actually started watching the Gilmore Girls series for the first time.
That's your dystopian show that we were trying to
get.
get.
Gilmore Girls. In a world.
That's the palate cleanser, if you will.
Funny enough,
gotcha.
Gilmore Girls would be considered dystopian to people that live in Handmaid's Tale world. The fact that a single woman can go raise a daughter on her own and they can eat junk food and just watch TV all day long.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
Oh my God, someone alert the town elders.
And make their own choices and get educated and stuff of that nature? No, absolutely not. So.
Oh, we will definitely have to have a hash about Gilmore Girls. I don't want to poison the well because I'm trying to get Keith at some point to watch it too. So I don't want to give too much. But yeah, I'm curious. You said you mentioned that one of the main characters you already have a strong dislike for her, and I'm like, ooh,
yes.
This sounds saucy. I want to get involved with that.
Yes, I want to smack her already.
We will talk more off the mic about that.
All right, let's keep the ball rolling. Kelley, what about you? What are you doing?
Since last we talked, I had finished up the Expanse series. Still, even months and months later, that book series is sticking with me. It is so good. Anybody that's even remotely a sci-fi fan, it's a huge time commitment. It's 9 books, but it is brilliant and wonderful and beautiful in a million ways. And I decided to get into something else that was similar book-wise right afterwards, and I decided to read the Silo series, which is Wool, Shift, and Dust, I think, are the 3 names of the main books. And it was good. It made me miss The Expanse because it wasn't quite as good as The Expanse. The first book was amazing. Second book was really good. And the third book was a conclusion. It wasn't a bad conclusion. It wasn't a rip-roaring conclusion. They ended the story. Good. Cool. I've been playing a lot of Oblivion, remastered since it came out.
Wonderful game.
Loving the hell out of that. That is how you do a remaster. It feels like the same game, just with better graphics, better combat, better quality of life improvements all around. Good game. I'd probably put like 50 hours into that since it came out, and maybe a little bit more, and been loving every bit of it.
I'm at like 78.
Yeah, I can see it, and right now I've taken a little break because I'm waiting for Dune Awakening to come out, because that's another cool franchise, and it looks like the game is actually pretty decent too, so willing to play that.
And what are you watching? You've been watching something, haven't you?
Oh, was I? Oh, yeah, I did. The what we were kind of mentioning and foreshadowing earlier, I picked up and watched the first season of Andor. Keith and I had watched the first 6 episodes. I don't know, it's been about a year now. Yeah, and I enjoyed the first 6 episodes, but I went back and watched a little bit of that and caught myself back up and finished out the first season. And boy, howdy, I guess everybody that is intelligent that I respect that told me that I would enjoy this was right. Go figure.
Hey, go figure, yeah.
Yeah, the least surprising thing in the world, I enjoyed it. It's funny that it was not surprising because I was expecting to enjoy it. But even then, I was still surprised by different things that they decided to do and directions that they're going. And at least, okay, so this is dystopian, I guess in the same vein as Handmaid's Tale, but I will say in support of Andor over something like that at least we know that the bad guys lose in this story. That relieves a little bit of the pressure. Like, even if everybody we see dies, we know they gave their life. That ends with Luke blowing up the Death Star and getting all the credit. So we know that things will end well. The hero wins.
I'm
and
just
gets
saying that it's a very important distinction to note that Kelley said that it was only the people that know him very well and that are smart and that he trusts that told him that he would like Andor, that he believes. If you were stupid, or if Kelley doesn't trust you, or you don't know him very well and you told him you like Andor, he would like Andor, you are still wrong.
Okay, so case in point of the reason why I say that is Big Bang Theory. How many people I know that are nerds, that are like pop culture nerds, that were like, oh my God, Big Bang Theory is the best thing in the world. How many people I know in my life that are really nice people and they're intelligent, but they're not as nerdy as some of my friends, and they liked it too. I went and watched it, and I'm like, I'm the brunt of the joke here. Y'all are just laughing at me. People make a joke. They just make an observation. Yeah, like somebody says, "Oh, I can't believe that happened," and somebody else says, "Yeah, that's like when Wolverine and Jean Grey had their fight in episode blah 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 blah," and then the laugh track goes, and I'm like, "What's the joke?
What don't you fucking understand?"
Oh, the joke is that somebody cares about that enough to know that. Ah, right. I get it. How funny is that? People being nerd and enjoying things. So that's why it just because everybody says something is good does not mean that I'm going to enjoy it. It takes like certain people I know that are, if you're like that, you're intelligent, you're into the similar things, or at least you're into the same things about whatever you're recommending as I am, that kind of thing.
Here's the thing that I think is true about Andor. Not only is it really good Star Wars, it's just really good. If you've never seen Star Wars in your life and you picked up Andor, you would probably be like, "Hey, this is a good fucking show."
Yeah,
because
it's a good starting point.
Extremely well written. Yeah. It is. It's very, very good. It's almost like prestige level TV, like Breaking Bad, The Wire, but the Star Wars version of that, which is really interesting. It's kind of a genre that it's never played with before. And it does it to such a successful degree that it's very, very surprising to me.
Yeah, it's not quite as subtle as something like Sopranos or Breaking Bad. It's not quite that level.
You got but yeah, spaceships and droids flying around, but within that framework, it is
the grittiest take on that beloved sci-fi franchise I've ever seen, and the one that gets you grounded in the mundane and the day-to-day life. Like we've said, we are understanding when we start episode 4 that the Empire's bad because they're evil. Well, what does that mean? We see that in Andor. We see the lives that are crushed under the boot of fascism and colonialism and this huge bureaucratic nightmare that is just, how many tens of thousands of lives are seen that are hurt like the ones we see in Andor, and we get to see it on a personal level. And again, this makes it sound like it's all doom and gloom, which it's not. It celebrates the spirit of humanity in a way. It sounds speciesist to say humanity when we're talking about aliens, but you know what I'm saying? Like the personhood in each of us.
As for me, I have just cleared Andor season 2, which is also phenomenal and loved every second of it.
And you can't talk to us about it at all because we don't know anything. So you just get teased with going, I did this thing. And next, I've...
Also playing the shit out of Oblivion, which I'm loving in. I'm totally role-playing. I'm like eating dinner. I'm sleeping in inns when the sun goes down. And it's a great little, almost bordering on simulation game that's super fun. In fact, I like it so much that I have reinstalled Elder Scrolls Online and just hop in for like 30 minutes a day and run around and do some stuff.
And they've added subclassing now.
The wheel going.
So you can be multiple classes. Yeah, you can be, Templar, Dragon Knight, Warden, all at once kind of thing. Yeah.
Interesting. I'll have to look into that. And I'm not reading anything, but I am continuing to listen to my deep dive podcast on the Dark Tower, where each book they do an episode on like every 2 or 3 chapters of the book and spend 2 hours an episode talking about 3 chapters, and it's been great. It's almost like rereading the books again, but I've already read them, so I know what they're talking about, and that's occupied my entire commute to work. I have an hour commute to work, and that's what I listen to in the morning and the evening, and it's just enthralling. And
it's perfect timing that you brought that up, because last week, maybe the week before, I get a lot of books at my library, and we end up throwing out a lot of books that people don't want, and so I end up walking away with some dumpster dive gems. And one of the gems that I picked up the other day was I got, of the Dark Tower series, I have books 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Oh my God, you have to start reading them at some point. I'm telling you.
Wait, did I say that right? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what I have. I don't have number 2. That's the only book I'm missing is book 2.
2 is the best one, but you have to
read one. Of course, that's the one I'm missing, Yeah. I think I'll start with 4 and see what it's like.
But yeah, in an effort to keep things high and tight, that's all I got. Any closing comments from either of you guys?
I have one quick question that I think we should all be able to answer fairly quickly. What's coming out in the very near future that you are looking forward to, book, movie, or?
Well, Kelley already said Dune Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dune Awakening, definitely. It's making me go back and I'm like listening to the old Dune soundtrack and contemplating reading the Dune book, but it feels like a slog. So, but yeah,
the Alien TV show for me for sure. That's something to look.
When does that come out?
I think August something.
Ooh,
like August 12th or something.
All you got to do is survive the summer. Just don't die before August. That's.
What about you, Jamie? You looking forward to anything?
I can't wait to see The Life of Chuck.
What is it? I've heard the title before, but I'm not familiar with it.
Stephen King short story adaptation, directed by Mike.
Oh yeah, okay.
Flattery,
yeah.
The guy who did Flanagan, who I love, and starring Tom Hiddleston, who I love. So it's either going to be amazing.
What did Mike Flanagan do? We reviewed a movie recently right? Did he do Dr. Sleep?
Yes, he did Dr. Sleep. He also did, which we watched as part of movie night, Midnight Mass, which I think you really liked.
Oh, that was so good
and
too.
And The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah.
And the
Poe
Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, the Poe retelling. I love his work. I love the way he does horror. Although I don't know that this is actually horror, but
I just saw a tweet the other day or a Reddit post or something about the other day where it started a discussion, and it was, what is the scariest moment you've ever seen in a movie, period? Like a blockbuster movie, like an actual Hollywood movie, not like snuff films or something. And I was really delighted that one of the top responses was the kid screaming in Dr. Sleep.
Oh, yeah, that's brutal.
That was horrifying.
It was validating too, because I thought, like, was that just us that picked up on that? Like, no, apparently, like, it's a pretty infamous scene, and but that was brilliant.
Speaking of the question, what is the most horrifying thing you've ever seen in a snuff film?
Why do you do this?
Actually, maybe we should save that question for another time. I think we're running out of time
in a snuff
here.
film. Like, I've never watched a snuff film.
In a snuff film.
You weirdos.
Yeah, I've never watched one either. Ever.
Yeah.
No, my answer is real easy on that. Bone Tomahawk, the upside down cleaving scene.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't like gore, and that was as gore as gore gets,
yeah.
Man. That was pretty rough, but yeah, maybe we'll talk about it more another time.
All right, well, we are going over time. We have loved sitting and sharing our thoughts with you. Something that you can look forward to is our brand new episode next week of Lord Knows What, because Kelley hasn't sprung it on us yet. But be here next week for it. For Screen Share and Chill, I'm Keith.
I'm Kelley.
I'm Jamie.
I'm going to call the police.
Goodbye.
Bye.
See you later. Thanks for joining us. It was fun. Use all this extra time you have to invest in a new hobby.
Yeah, pick something good.
Like listening to podcasts.